Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the Mystical Green Beanie, and welcome to yet another episode of Hitting the Books, the show where I take a comic that I've read this week and I talk about it. And today I'm reviewing the new Batman Rebirth issue number 1, or is it just Batman issue number 1? Uh, doesn't matter, screw it. It's the new Batman book by Tom King and David Finch, and that's what I'm reviewing today. So, as always, let's talk about the story first, where, funny enough, not much happens, but a lot of stuff happens at the same time. So the plot for this issue is very simple. A commercial plane was just shot out of the sky with an RPG, and Batman, who was talking with Commissioner Gordon on top of the GCPD building. I don't know why I can't say that right now. But they look up and they see a burning plane falling out of the sky, and then Batman immediately springs into action and he tries to stop it from crashing into the city, which he does by attaching two rocket boosters on either side of the plane, and he tries to push it out into the bay. And the comic is a pretty weird but cool ending, where these two people who have the powers of Superman, or at least appear to have the powers of Superman, usurp Batman completely by swooping in and saving the plane without breaking a sweat, compared to Batman, who this entire issue was prepared to die while saving this plane. And these two super people introduce themselves as Gotham and Gotham Girl. So yeah, that was the story, but now let's talk about the art. And I'm gonna be honest here, I usually resist David Finch drawing DC books because, based off my exposure to him, I'm more familiar with his work at Marvel, and I just feel like his art style works better with Marvel characters. And even with some DC books that I really enjoy, like Forever Evil, the art just feels wrong. And again, it's not bad, it's just I get too much of a Marvel vibe from it. But all that said, it really works in this comic. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if he's changed something about his art style or if I'm just used to it by now. But for me, the art was pretty good. It wasn't stellar at all, but it matched the tone of the story that Tom King wrote, and I really enjoyed it. And finally, let's talk about the things that stood out to me, whether or not they be good or bad. And as always, let's talk about the good first. First off, I really appreciate how Duke is still relevant, because my biggest fear with Scott Snyder leaving the book was that Duke would be DC's Daisy Johnson. And what I mean by that is that over at Marvel, Brian Bendis created this character called Quake back in like 2004 for Secret War, I think. And after that event, Daisy Johnson was shuffled away, and I honestly feel like we never would have seen her ever again if the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't utilize her. And I was afraid that Duke was going to get the same treatment, and I'm glad to say that so far, that's not the case. I also really loved a lot of the artistic choices that David Finch made in this issue. First and foremost, the animated series Batmobile was the one that Batman drives in this comic, and that was beyond awesome. I also really love the way that Tom King draws the bat suit that Greg Capullo designed. I don't know why, I just really like the way that he did it here. Although I didn't like it in the cover, but the interiors do a pretty good job of capturing it, and I think it looks pretty good in motion. And moving on, another thing that I really liked was the voice that Tom King gave for all the characters, especially Batman, because Tom King really humanizes Batman, and about as much as you can humanize Batman. Because there's a moment where Batman is stopping the plane from crashing, and Alfred tells him that he is going to die as a result of it. And Bruce acknowledges that, and he tells Alfred that he's made personalized letters to all the Bat family, and he tells Alfred to send them once he's dead. And that really affected me. But then he goes on to ask Alfred if he thinks that his parents would be proud of him, and that just, yeah, that really got to me, and I really think that that was very well handled. And I'm gonna say the same thing about this issue that I've said about pretty much anything with Tom King's name on it that I've talked about before. I have small negatives, but the positives overshadow them to the point where they're not even relevant. So, yeah, this comic was great. And I know that the internet might be tired of people saying that anything Batman related is good, but screw them. This was really good, and I am really excited to see where Tom King takes this. As you guys know, I am a huge Tom King fan. Like, I've been singing his praises ever since I read Vision and Sheriff of Babylon, and I just can't get enough of this guy. So, like I said, I'm really excited to see where this goes. But what about you? I want to hear your thoughts. Did you like this first issue? Did you dislike this first issue? What are your thoughts on the art? I want to hear that too. Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button, share, support the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. I am the Mystical Green Beanie. Thanks for watching, and as always, until next time, adios nachos.
I was running through the six.